What's up, everybody? Welcome to Gooch Tube. We're trying to make some different fun content for you guys since we're all on lockdown and everything, and we don't know when we're going to get back to playing live music. So today, I'm here with my lovely fiance and assistant, Brianna. Say what's up.
What's up?
Wow, that sounded sultry and sexy.
What's up?
What's up? Anyway, so we're just having some fun, and thought it would be cool to take you through my pedal board and what I use live on stage to give me all the different assortments of sounds. And I even got a brand new pedal. Shout out to Mike Pasquale for hooking me up with this Deja Vibe. It's a, I guess a Univibe is what they would call it, but it's just like it's modulation, and we'll get into that in a minute. So what I want to start with is just that I'm using my 1961 Oahu lap slide guitar that I bought in Nashville at Carter Vintage Guitars. Met Joe Bonamassa the same day. Joe Bana. That's what I call him, Joe Bana.
You guys are so close.
Yeah, we're tight. So shout out to Joe Bana and Joe Bonamassa for all the fans. And but yeah, this thing it has that old 60s like Nashville look, but I mean it's got a great sound. So I'm playing through a Black Magic Supro. Shout out to Dave Coltai, who runs and owns and builds these amplifiers.
Pretty sexy.
Yeah.
I was just trying to get some good shots.
Yeah. It's a badass, and it's got everything you want. It's a 35-watt amp, I believe, and I opted for the 15-inch speaker because with the slide it tends to be kind of trebly. So with that 15-inch speaker, it's almost like a bass speaker, like a Fender Bassman. It just allows you to get a lot of volume without too much treble. And so this is like a clean tone. That's what I'm starting with right here. So I got a little bit of reverb on, but that's it. It has onboard tremolo, and I can show you that at the end, which is fantastic. Gives it another modulation, and when you have onboard tremolo on the amp, we all know it's better than having it on a pedal. But anyway, first pedal I want to get into is the Philosopher's Tone by Tronics. And like I said, shout out to Dave Coltai, because I mean he's killing it. He started this pedal company, and after many years ended up taking over Supro amplifiers, and now they're just killing it. They've got guitars, pedals, amps, everything you need, and I'm proud to say that I am a sponsored artist, and he has hooked me up with some of this gear, so shout out to him. He's a great guy and a great musician as well. So this Philosopher's Tone is a compression pedal, and what that does is it kind of squashes the sound. You want the sound to kind of take the highs, bring them down, the lows, bring them up a little bit, so they're a little more audible. They kind of rise over top of the band, and it also gives you increased sustain. So here it is with it off, then with it on. Much more sustain. So it gives you that long sustain, and it might be tough to make it out on camera, but it really squashes the sound down and gives you a little more. Gives you that sound you're looking for. I also like it because I can adjust the volume from here without having to go back to my amplifier if I need just a little more on a solo or something. As you can hear, and you can actually blend like how much sustain you want. You can increase the sustain or decrease the sustain, and then there's a little treble control, so it just gives you a little bit of options for when you're playing live and you need a little more treble or a little more volume to get up over top of the band. So speaking of getting over top of the band, that brings us to our next pedal, which is the Katana Clean Boost. I love this pedal. It's made by Keeley, I believe, and everyone knows Keeley compressors, and they are great. They're kind of like, a lot of people use those, and I was using that for a while, but it just wasn't cutting it. And with this, it has this really great side knob. Get a shot of the side knob here. This allows you to turn up the volume, like it says volume right here. But really what it's doing is increasing the voltage to your speaker. So even though it's a clean boost, it gives you a little more distortion as well, but natural distortion through the amp and through the speaker. Because I grow so tired of using, I don't use a lot of distortion anyway, but when I do, I like it through the amp, that natural breakup. So you can turn it up, turn it down. Pretty sick tone. And it also has an option to pull the knob out to get really disgusting distortion. So that's pretty badass. So I mean, the options on this pedal are so wonderful because you can even just kind of tone it down a little bit so that you just get a little boost. So it's not really changing your tone, but just giving you a little bit of boost to get above the band, or turn that knob, you get a little bit of extra squish and extra. So then, adding on to the tone to build the tone for the solo, love to add delay. A lot of artists like John Mayer, you know, John Mayer's a big one that uses delay, but anyone, like I'm trying to think of some more guitar players, but you know, Steve Vai to Gary Clark Jr., Doyle Bromhill, you know, the gamut, Luther Dickinson, one of my favorites. They use a lot of delay, and the delay sometimes it just gives you a feeling of saturation.
Did you turn off the Katana?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
And thank you for. We tried to make a video before, and I had the Deja Vu Univibe on the entire time.
So we had to redo.
Well, I still have the Katana on, so I'm kind of building with these. I'm leaving them all on, so you know, even with this off, you get some good delay. You're adding some Katana with it, and it gives you a little more.
Very Pink Floyd.
So this delay pedal, who makes this? Boss Digital Delay DD7. What I love about this is let's get a shot of the pedal real quick. So even though you use these with your feet, I use them with my hands. When I push down like that, this green button comes on, and I can punch, or with your foot, you can control the amount of delay. So if you want to fast delay, see the buttons blinking like that, then hold it down, goes back to red, but that delay, that quick, that. Or what I like usually is a little bit longer, smoother delay, and just kind of like. What's nice about it is you can do it to the tempo of whatever song you're playing. So the song's going on, you're in the middle of the song, tap the pedal down, click the, you know, timing that you're in, and then so. sometimes you want the delay to just sound like extra saturation and you almost don't want to hear the delay. So when you do it in the same timing as the song, you're playing the riff, you kind of get a... So yeah, so these three that's generally when I'm like ripping a solo. I've probably got these three pedals on. But a recent addition is the Deja Vibe by Full Tone USA. This was given to me by my guitar player Mike Pasquale, who is just a guitar nut. He's got great guitars, pedals. He's got all the knowledge. He's got it all going on. So he knows about tone. So he gave me this pedal, which kind of resembles like a Leslie speaker on an organ. So here's like my regular. I've got these three pedals on now. So you've got a boost, a compression, a little bit of delay. Sounds like that. Now we add the modulation with the Univibe. That's the 70s right there. That's what I love about this Supro speaker, you know, you get that. Let's take it with the delay off so you get a little more idea how it sounds. You can control the speed of your modulation. So if you want to go a little faster, or slow it down a little bit. This is on the chorus. You also have a vibrato setting that's this in. That's what really gives it the chorus effect. You control the volume of it, you control the intensity of it if you don't want so much in the mix. I like a lot of it in the mix, but so, I mean, between these pedals and that amp, that's really all I use, because I just, you know, I used to have a lot of different pedals, distortion pedals, and whoozy whatsies and wazzy woozies and stuff from Dr. Seuss books, and you know, that stuff is just it's fun, but I kind of became more of a purist. And before I'm done here, we'll talk about this Chromatic Tuner. Everybody needs a Chromatic Tuner. You punch it, it cuts the signal to your amp, which is nice, and also you can tune up. So I always recommend the Boss Chromatic Tuner. There's a couple other tuners out there, but this one's tried and true, and you can beat the shit out of it all day. It'll be tried and true. But I guess the last thing I can show you here is we'll back up and we'll move to the Tremolo on this beautiful, beautiful Supro Black Magic amp. You got to get a shot of all the knobs in here.
Got an earlier shot, but let's get one a little closer.
So like right here you've got 2 different volume controls. So what I like to do is I crank these up. I crank these pretty much all the way up. And then there's a master right here, and keep this at like I don't know, 9 o'clock, maybe 10 o'clock. And depending on what you have on, you get a little noise, but this thing's actually pretty quiet. You know, a lot of vintage amps, the vintage amps tend to have like all kinds of, you know, sounds coming out. But what I love about this amp is the natural tremolo. So turn this up. It's very similar to the Univibe, but it's a little cleaner, a little different, a little less Pink Floyd, and a little more like old school country. So you get the. Just do me a favor and hit that Katana pedal off.
Yep.
Punch that for me. So we'll go a little bit cleaner tune. Turn the vibe off too. Sorry about that. Sorry people at home. Yeah, that one. Push it down hard. There we go. Now we're playing without the Univibe, without delay, and without Katana. Correct? Is the delay
Correct.
off?
Yep.
Okay.
So the only thing we got on right now is Philosopher's Tone.
Yeah, the Philosopher's Tone and the natural Supro sound is. So you hear that kind of country twangy kind of. That tremolo, and if I pull these 2 volumes back a little bit, then I really get that twangy country tune. Onboard tremolo just gives you that old school country sound. And that's my setup, people. I got the clean tone, I got the tremolo, I crank it up, I get the natural balls of the amplifier and the guitar, man. So I hope you enjoyed my little pedal video. Thanks to Brianna for shooting and helping me turn the shit that I left on off, and the shit I left on off and off on, and whatever, woozy wutsies and wazzy wootsies and all that good shit. So peace out. Subscribe down below. There's gonna be more content, silly content, guitar content, music, all kinds of shit. Everything that is Gooch is gonna be on GoochTube. So thank you, and hit that subscribe button.